Hey, what's up? This is Barber Johnny. Merry Christmas, and I hope you had a great Christmas with the family. Hope you realize how blessed I know I am. I realize how blessed I am to still have family and to have a roof over my head, especially in times like this. Right now, it's raining. I'm in California, Whittier, California. So this is just a little story of recovery. As most of you know, that I am in recovery. I've been in recovery for 14 years. I've been in recovery for 14 years, and it was nothing that recovery is nothing what I thought it was. I just wanted to stop drinking for 30 days, and guess what? It's by God's grace that I've been around for 14 years now without a single drop or a hit or a snort or a smoke. Or I have been practicing, learning about the principles of living, principles of sobriety. It's not just about putting your addiction down and living your life. That's not the way it works for me. For me, I learned the hard way, the painful way. So I hope you all had a great Christmas. New Year's is right around the corner. I hope you're safe out there. But as far as Christmas is concerned, I don't know about you guys, but I always think back, of course, when we become adults, grown-ups, sometimes responsible and sometimes not responsible adults. And I remember I got 3 grandkids. I got my daughter and my son-in-law, who are honestly, they are very inspiring to me. I am amazed what my daughter has accomplished and what my son-in-law and my daughter, how they keep that family together. And I'm not talking about they're just together. It's a tight-knit family, and that is a true blessing to able to see that. My perception has changed, that I'm able to see it. And because my perception has changed, I'm also fortunate that I'm able to receive the blessings of the love that happens in that household, the family. It wasn't always like that with me. It sometimes is very hard to say, but I have a very shitty, negative attitude. Is it part of the environment that I grew up? It has a lot to do with it, yes. And I picked up a lot of it on my way here, on my way till today, and thank God that I don't have to live like that anymore. Thank God I don't have to think like that anymore. That's the best part, is that I don't have to think that way anymore. Like, I have choices now. Do I want to live in God's grace, or do I want to live in my will? Do I want to, either God is or he's not? What is my choice? Do I want to be a boy, or do I want to be a man? What got me here, I always hear people talk about, my best thinking got me here. And I totally disagree with that statement. It was my only thinking. That was the only thinking I had. That was it. How to survive, how to get what I want, how to manipulate, cheat, lie to make me happy. And whatever that meant back then, it was all material. So anyways, and today it's not, for the most part, it's not like that. I do fall short because I am human, and I do have desires that will go against God's grace, God's will. And sometimes I fall short. And when I do, I do my best to make amends wherever I can and to not do it again. But the point of this whole thing is that I remember being young, and I remember those days when I was young and a little boy, and Christmas was such a big thing. We celebrated Christmas at midnight, Christmas Eve, and then midnight. I don't know if that was a Mexican thing or cultural to the Mexican people, but I know in my household, being it was Mexican, immigrants at that, we did it at midnight. And I remember they would put us to sleep and wake us up at midnight. And we couldn't wait. I remember just couldn't wait. And I just remember just still having a shitty attitude back then. This is not the gift I wanted. And I didn't realize until this past few years, these past few Christmases, how much my parents did what they could with what they had, with the money that they had to make us happy. And I noticed that especially this year, 2025. Chilling at my daughter's. I went to a meeting, old timers meeting on a Christmas Eve. Started at 10 p.m., which is kind of funny. The old timers stay up till 10 p.m. I knock out. Like, I try to be in bed by 11. That's still kind of late. Anyways, it was from 10 to 12. I picked up a friend of mine because it's hard for him to drive at night now. So I picked him up. And then my daughter calls me and says, "Hey, are you going to come over for Christmas Eve?" I didn't know that they were going to open up the gifts at Christmas Eve. And that's the way we raised my daughter too. I call her baby. So if you hear me say baby, it's my daughter. And she was raised that way, to open it up at midnight because of her grandparents, because of us. And so I said, "Yeah, I'll be there." So the meeting ended a little early, so I rushed it out of there. I took my buddy back home, and then when I got home, it was about 12:15, and they already had started, right? Very small family, and they're opening up gifts. Well, kids are kids, and they wanted to open up all of them at the same time. Like they ungift one, put it down, go to the next one, put it down, go to the next one. So everything's going by fast, right? Because I want to see one present and then see the reaction and then see the other present, see their reaction. But it's not happening. But it's not my house. It's not my they're not my kids or my grandkids. So let it be, right? Anyways, out of all the chaos that was going on and all the excitement that was going on in the house, I couldn't help but notice this, and this is what I took from this year's Christmas. I couldn't help but to notice how the kids were so pumped up, just like all of us were at that age, 9, 6, and 4. And if you can imagine when you were that age, how excited it was to get that bicycle. I remember my parents would knock on the wall. "Who's that? Santa Claus is here. Santa Claus ya llegó. Aquí ya llegó Santa Claus." And all of us get all excited, and we go outside, and there are the bikes right there, and it's just like the biggest freaking excitement and adrenaline that rush through your body because you're 7 years old or 8 years old and you got a bicycle and you can't wait till the morning to ride it, right? And of course I can't see my parents' excitement and I can't feel my parents' excitement because I'm a little kid. And this year at baby's house, I'm sitting back and they're like right there, like they're right there sitting down and the kids are opening up the gift and we're playing Christmas music and we're trying to get all into the Christmas spirit. And I couldn't help but to look over and see just how freaking happy my son-in-law and baby were to see their kids just bundle up with joy. Wendy's just yowling. I mean, she just has a strong voice. She's not yowling. She just has a strong voice. She's just screaming that she's happy. And Otis is just running around opening gifts up. And I'm like, stop, let us check it out. Let us see your gift. And Raymond Dynamite got a camera, which was kind of funny because that was his gift. Like it was a small gesture. It was a camera, but for him, it was something huge. And he's going around now taking pictures of everybody And he was so excited. I was surprised how excited he was because he got that camera. Anyways, he was so excited about the camera, and I couldn't just help and get choked up even telling the story. I guess like little god bumps or goosebumps, and just how proud I am to see them work hard all year so they can do this, so they are able to do this with the grandkids, with their kids, and they're laughing and they're just having a good time and they're happy. Um, and it was just an amazing experience for me. It was just, see, the thing is that at some point in my life, I couldn't like feel that anymore. When you're a little kid, you can feel it because you're getting gifts, you're getting these things, right? But when you don't get the gift you want, you don't feel right. You fucking get pissed. And yes, I am a ungrateful person. Um, but when you're little, you don't see that, right? And then sometime in life, something happens in your journey that you just don't feel that shit no more. At least I didn't. There's other people that do feel it, but I just couldn't feel that no more. I couldn't feel the excitement, the being happy for you. It just wasn't there anymore. For the longest time, stone cold sober. I had brief moments of it, but in my addiction, it was just because I was always sauced up, tweaking, fucking drunk on pills. And, let's hurry up and get this thing going because I got places to go at 1 a.m. Um, so it's only by God's grace that I've had a spiritual awakening that I can feel, think, and see things in a different way. Literally my perception has changed. Now, is it always changed? No, it does go back to what it was, but it doesn't stay there that long. But this particular night, seeing my son-in-law and my daughter baby and the mother-in-law all just excited and happy to see them happy, that's what gave me like goosebumps, to see them happy. And it was a cool moment. It was a very awesome moment in my life that hopefully I'll never forget. And because I've been doing these 12 steps of the program, this new way of living, the design of living, these principles that I'm learning, which these principles have been around for years. I mean, my parents tried to teach me these principles, but I just wasn't having it. I wanted to be the bad boy. I didn't want to be the good boy. I wanted to be the bad boy. And I couldn't even do that right. But anyways, just to see them excited and stuff, man, what a blessing that is. And it's only because of this program that introduced me to a power greater than myself, that I am able and capable of feeling these things and thinking and just enjoying the moment, So, like I said, we are truly blessed. At least I'm truly blessed to be where I'm at. What I have now, the way I feel, the way I think, the perception of life is what I wanted when I was like 30 days into my, now that I know it's recovery. Again, I just wanted 30 days. So what I'm feeling now is what I wanted in 30 days. And there was no way, Jose, was I going to feel that. And I did not feel that. So it is a journey. I'm glad that we're allowed to make mistakes. And I'm glad that I allow myself to make a mistake and to let other people also make mistakes. And the most important thing is that when we make mistakes, we are not that mistake, and yes, 2025 Christmas was freaking cool. A very big blessing, a beautiful experience. And I'm so glad that I was able to feel that and see that. And my perception had been changed to be where I was at and to have that spiritual experience at that very moment. So, again, I'm proud of my family. I'm proud of my parents. And that's what they must have felt, that like I know that's what they felt, because they still had that glow in their face when I go see them. But I'm just glad that they did what they did with what they had, and who would have thought, huh? I know I didn't think this. I know I didn't think that I was gonna ever feel this way, the way I feel today. And it's been a hard journey, and it's been a lot of hard knocks. 2025 was wild, a lot of learning experience, and I hope you guys had a good one. I hope you guys were safe at home. No one got arrested. No one got in a fist fight. No one got shot, stabbed. Um, no one got physically hurt, emotionally hurt, and I hope all of you guys are safe. But just remember, before I stop, is that you're not alone. And please, please, if something's bothering you and someone asks you, "Hey, is everything okay?" I know what you're going to say is either yes, everything is okay, or you're going to say, "Oh, you won't understand." Believe me, try it. They might understand. I always thought nobody would understand. I always believed that nobody would understand what I was thinking, but there's a lot of people that do understand where I come from and what's going on. So before you say you will never understand, try them. You'll be surprised how much they would understand. And if anything, at least you get out that poison out of your head, out of your mind, and you give it to the universe. Why hold on to that poison? Give it to the universe. Let the universe hold it. I hope you all had a good Christmas. Feliz Navidad para todos. It was fun with the family. And if it wasn't, call somebody. Don't be alone. Don't make it about you. Call someone. All right? Peace out. Feliz Navidad y prospero año y felicidad. I probably butchered that. My Spanish is bad. Peace out. Feliz Navidad.